Hi everybody, good morning and welcome to Conversations with MM. This is Marivir Montalban here in the US.
Kids, I think as long as they grow up proud of who they are, I feel like my job is done.
Above all, never lose hope. Every person, every child.
Hi, Happy New Year everybody. Good evening and welcome to the first episode of Conversations with MM for 2026. Yahoo! Thank God we reached this time and we look forward to a wonderful year together. And thank you so much for your support in 2025. It was an amazing year. There were bumps, there were challenges, but we pulled through. Thank you so much for your support and ever wonderful acknowledgement and appreciation of our work. Thank you so much. So, kamusta naman ang inyong pag-celebrate sa first day of 2026? I hope very productive and inspiring. And, I started the day making a healthy breakfast for myself. So it's a usual thing I do actually, but it's the first time for me to share. So take a listen to this. I hope you will get an insight and follow all this healthy kind of food preparations and breakfast. Let's listen. Happy New Year, everyone. It's the first day of January, and I'm going to share with you a healthy and simple breakfast, which will be sardines with rice, my favorite. So use basmati rice. Basmati rice is less in glycemic index, so it's even recommended for those with diabetes. So use that, and 1 egg, and I use the Ortiz brand of fish. This brand is good. This is highly recommended that it's safely processed and it's in the bottle. Okay, so what we do, I'll show you. There's the pan. You have to make it super hot. You do not use butter. I don't use butter. Use the oil of the sardines. So when the fish oil has been heated enough in the pan, you can put your basmati rice. Ta-da! Put it on slow fire. So you mix it well till you disintegrate the entire blob of basmati rice. Okay. Let's see if that's hot enough. So you're ready for the egg. The next is you put the egg. I don't scramble my egg. I just put it and stir it with the rice. I'll show you. So there's my organic egg, and I'll just stir it gently to mix it with the rice. This is very easy. This is like a 10-minute savory breakfast. Okay, then the next you put your sardines, and voila! You have a healthy breakfast on the first day of the new year. Ta-da-dan! There's my sardines on top of the rice and egg. I'll have that very soon after I make my coffee. There's my basmati rice with egg and sardines. I just placed pepper on it because I love it to have that kind of kick. Have a happy, healthy new year. Remember, use basmati rice, sardines with olive oil, and one organic egg for your savory breakfast. Bye for now. Mwah, mwah. That's yummy. I love that breakfast. It's easy to do. Dali ra kayo himuon, you just get a leftover rice, like an overnight rice. And so in my case, I always prepare basmati rice because it has low glycemic index. It's only like 30 to 40 calories. And compared to the other rice varieties like jasmine or Carolina rice, they're very high. So it's not good. It's not a healthy choice. So choose basmati rice and use, instead of butter, use the oil of the sardines, which is it has its natural oil, and when it is being soaked in olive oil, that's the best. And then that's how you make your rice. Then you put the egg. You don't need to scramble it to save time. You can add salt if you want. In my case, I don't add salt. And afterwards, you mix it, and then when it's cooked, you can put the sardines on top. You can make it like stay there for a bit so those sardines are warm. So, yummy. My favorite, paborito na ako ng sardines with egg and rice. So I'm sharing that with you. Hopefully you will come up with your own concoction or recipe. So that's that. So, and now we have been, Awesome Media has been in the forefront of, looking back for 2025, the awesome news sources who have created inspiration and impact in the community. And so let me show this to you so that we can look back with gratitude and appreciation for the effort of the leaders that we have here. Let's take a look. So first of all, there's Awesome Media looks at Philippine Consul General in New York, His Excellency Senen Mangalile, and Immigration Attorney Michael Garfinkel for their effort and their initiative to explain issues on immigration, which are very disturbing and are bothering a lot of immigrants and also particularly Filipinos. So early this year, Attorney Garfinkel had a deep conversation with the members of the PhilAm Press Club, and Congen Senen Mangalili joined him. So they explained thoroughly the impact of immigration laws, and Congen Mangalili assured his support, the support of the Philippine consulate for whatever problems that may arise, along with the changes of immigration laws, right? So they are awesome global citizens. They are awesome leaders. Also, we have Cora Donuts. Cora just opened a bake shop here in Sunnyside, and they became the most favorite bake shop for the year, even if it was only 4 months old when they won the award by the Queen's Chamber of Commerce. Also, we'd like to thank Therese Rodriguez, the CEO of Apicha Community Health Center, for her steadfast activism on the health care for the community in Queens and in Manhattan. So Therese is the CEO of Apicha. She is Filipino by birth. And so that is another impactful leader that we have seen last year. And here we acknowledge the iconic artist, Dr. Michael Ladap, and his wife, Yo Cheng Ma. They performed their original composition of Cavatina. It is the theme song for a movie of about Philippine veterans who until now are still seeking their due recognition and benefits as fighters for freedom on behalf of the U.S. So there you go. They had a lovely, lovely rendition of the song Cavatina at the residence of Miss Loida Nicholas Lewis. And also, we look at balladeer Thomas John Castañares and pianist Juan Barlaan for their concert, Women Defying Gravity, which was sponsored by the Women's Federation for World Peace International and the Women's Immigration and Communications Cafe. It was a wonderful debut concert of the two, and they clicked right away. They're such promising performers. Also, the community was so excited and happy with the Yaman NYC. It's an exhibition. It's a platform for artisans, artists, educators, media people, business people in New York City. And the organizers are Jerry Sibal and Edwin Josue. In this picture, they are with AGT champ Sofronio Vasquez. So this exhibition, this network platform is going to be a yearly event that has been promised and envisioned by Jerry and Edwin. So wonderful. Looking forward to that. It was substantial, it was classy, and it was really tastefully curated. So congratulations. Also, we would like to acknowledge the women's rights activists for last year. We were able to interview Inday Sahor. Inday Sahor is a women's rights activist based in New York, and she has pushed forward for the recognition of in the international platform at the UN that rape is a weapon of war and therefore must be punished, must be people must be held to account when rape as a weapon for war has been instituted. And so salute to Inday Sahor for her persistence in advocating for this. Thank you so much, Inday Sahor. And of course, we have also Dr. Rima Sala. Dr. Rima Sala is the Assistant Secretary General to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and she was also the Deputy Chief for UNICEF. And she has been in the forefront of educating parents and young people and women on the impact of trauma and rescuing children in the front lines of war when they are being used to be soldiers for warring countries against each other. So they are brave women, and so I cannot thank them enough. Also, we have the top entertainers for last year, Martin Nievera and Sofronio Vasquez. Boy, oh boy, they brought the house down when they performed at the Philippine Independence Day celebration in Manhattan. Hold on, because I got this call and I have to deny this. Okay, so Sofronio and Martin were so animated and they blended so well. It was a wonderful time at the Madison Square Park. And also, my favorite group, the Philippine Ballet Theater, performed Sari Manok at the LaGuardia Performing Arts Center in October 2025. And as usual, they have been very fluid and perfect in their execution of the Sari Manok. Wonderful. This year, they're coming back and they would perform most likely Mariang Makiling. Also in this picture, you'll see the big supporters. There you get Miss Loida Nicholas Lewis, Conjen Sinin Mangalili, Ambassador Mario De Leon, WFWPI Vice President for Admin and UN Relations Director Merly Barlaan, and we have Ambassador Cecil Rebong, and watching the show. So everybody is like looking forward to the presentation of Philippine Ballet Theater. And last but not least, the Awesome Media Limited looks at Senate Assembly Member Stephen Raga for his leadership, for representing and defending the rights of his constituents in Queens. Thank you so much, Assembly Member Stephen Raga. So that's our awesome global citizens news sources, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that, for your leadership, for making the community vibrant. And so now, talking of our conversation with Rachel Alejandro, who is a producer and co-star of the Song of the Fireflies, I will feature this interview that we had with her along with my other media colleagues at the Phil and Press Club of New York. Let's take a look at this.
Grupo na yan for the church. Para kumanta sa church or...
Yeah, they sing at churches, they sing at parang mga, may isang scene doon that they sang at parang a Christmas pageant gathering for mga, kasi di ba Bohol at that time, syempre nag-uumpisa pa lang yung tourism eh. So yung time na yun, parang pinopromote pa lang nila yung mga fireflies. Parang, may firefly watching dito. Parang ganun. So syempre yung mga locals naman parang, firefly watching, ba't naman sila magiging interesado? Hindi. Ang mga puti, humilig dyan. So parang ganun yung, kasi 1980s pa lang, di ba? So wala pa talagang masyadong nakaka-discover ng Bohol. And of course, the Loboc River, di ba? Kasi it's such a beautiful, talagang aquamarine yung kulay ng tubig dun eh. Tapos at night, lumalabas yung mga fireflies.
So bakit fireflies?
Very enchanting.
Na-relate yung fireflies
Dun sa story. Kasi nga, because that's where the kids are from, di ba? Loboc, the Loboc River is where the fireflies are, di ba? And parang symbolically, the fireflies kasi, hindi mo sila makikita sa maliwanag. Kailangan madilim. Madilim na madilim actually kapag walang moon, di ba? Is when you really see them. So in that sense, parang symbolically, parang ganun yung mga bata. Because they're in such an obscure town na wala namang nakabalita, wala namang pero kumikislap sila. Dahil parang nagbigay sila ng light and recognition to their province.
So, paano yung naging atake doon sa pelikula? Paano yung naging atake?
Bali, it starts from the beginning. It starts from paano sila nabuo, paano sila sumasali sa mga competition, And to answer your question kanina na paano ako naging involved, I helped produce a film that I starred in also called Ang Larawan, which was based on the portrait of the artist as Filipino. It won also Best Picture at the Metro Manila Film Festival in 2017. So because of that, talagang dinumog yun ng mga eskwelahan because it's part of their curriculum, di ba? Yung aralin yung portrait of the artist. So we screened in so many different schools. And one of the screenings was in Bohol. It was actually in parang a stadium puro mga bata, mga different school children yung nanood, teachers, and then nag-perform yung Loboc Children's Choir. Yun. And then syempre, well, some of us had already seen them kasi sikat na sila, right? But it was my first time to see them. So syempre kinilabutan ako. Talagang sobrang, what? Talagang they're like angels, So biglang lumapit si Gardy, yung parang consultant nila, si Gardy Labad, lumapit, sabi niya, would you be interested in maybe getting a script made for a film about the origin story of the choir? At first, syempre parang, Kasi syempre hindi kami sanay na that the material that we're going to produce isn't something na talagang musical. Kasi for example, karamihan ng mga material namin, ang larawan, alikabok, all of the material, Katie, the life of Katie de la Cruz was a musical that our company, of course that was before my time. Pero sanay kami sa pagpo-produce ng mga musical. Ito kasi hindi siya technically musical, di ba? It's gonna be an original story and kakanta lang yung mga bata and kumakanta yung mga characters. Pero it's not like yung parang nag-uusap na kumakanta. So, in that sense, it's a musical pero not like the typical musical na parang let's say Wicked.
So it's unique.
It's unique. Yeah. Yes.
Kasi parang tagal ng unang pelikula, di ba? Bakit ito yung napili mo? Parang comeback ka para sa'yo, di ba? Parang tagal ng unang movie, right?
Hindi naman.
When was the last time?
I had, kasi na pandemic eh. In the Philippines, ang huli kong film was a Quezon State. And then, of course, ang larawan ng Quezon State. Pero yun nga, ito kasi, na binito ng mga 7 years eh. Talagang, na pandemic, and then inabot nagkaroon pa ng typhoon sa Bohol, and then funding issues, ganyan. So we didn't get to shoot it until 2023.
Start wala pa yung M-Quest. Yung sinumulan wala pa yung M-Quest.
Hindi, na sila. If we offered it to them from the start, tapos yun, they were part of it. Pero hindi kasi sila, lumaki yung budget eh. Because nga, supposedly, kung natapos ito before the pandemic, hindi sana magbabalon yung budget. So sabihin mo na, as an example, kunyari, 20 million yung unang, diba, kunyari na dapat alat, naging another 1/3 pa. So syempre ito na naman, parang, oh my God, ano naman.
But you had very good reviews. I read from a very respected na literary person in the Visayas. He wrote it so well. I should share it with you.
Oh, yes, please.
Maganda ang pagka-create. The message was very inspiring. So sa'yo naman, why did you take that project?
Personally, for the role,
Yeah.
ako lang talagang naisip nila, aside from the fact na producer ako. Initially kasi yung role ni Ikit wasn't gonna be a big part. Ewan ko kung bakit nangyari na lang as the director and the scriptwriter, si King Palisok tsaka si Sarge Lacuesta were writing the script. Biglang lumaki yung role hanggang sa naging major part na bigla. Dapat talaga lang siya, parang cameo. Tapos biglang all of a sudden, major role na siya. So parang it wasn't intended na gano'n, but it happened that way, I guess. And then all of a sudden, yun nga, we thought na, we didn't know anymore kasi at one point, parang matatapos pa natin to kasi sobrang lumaki na nga lumaki yung gastos, right? So, and then plus, we shot some footage in 2019, right before the pandemic. Tapos lumaki na yung mga bata. So, hindi na kayo magagamit yun. Iba ng itsura, iba ng yung dalawang leads namin na nagdalaga. Kasi when they shot it in 2019, imagine the difference between 2019 at 2023. That's like 4 years. Iba ng itsura, dalaga na. No, we stayed with them, pero we couldn't use a lot of it. So, parang reshoot.
Starting over again.
And that's what happened.
Did you make effort to talk to Mrs. Catalin?
Yes. So I met her, and then parang we told her na, sa ganitong story po, parang we told her na, magka-clash po kayo ni Alma. Kasi wanted it like that, na parang may foil. Diba? Parang kung may isang character na siyang mahina yung loob, very humble, very merong character na siya yung magpupush. Aggressive. So, yun.
So they were a mix of good combinations.
I think so. Kasi diba, parang in every success story, there are many, siguro parang kung wala itong tao na to, wala itong naging ganitong conflict, siguro hindi rin sila makakapunta sa where they ended up now, which is that, they're pride of the country. And I find it to be very, the fact na itong story na to is about music and it's about singing voices, I find it very relevant today because, diba, all the news coming from the Philippines is so dark sometimes. But on the flip side, grabe yung mga back-to-back na panalo natin.
Yes.
No, talaga. And most of the time, sa singing tayo talaga sobrang magwawagi. Because I think it's what I love to say that singing is our superpower. Kasi nakakataka di ba? Parang sa mundo, ang Pilipino talaga, ang superior, hindi ko alam kung namamana ba kasi yung vocal cords or is it the musicality? They say that there is a gene daw. Musicality is a gene. And it gets passed down from parents to, as you know, di ba? I got it from my dad. So, yun yung, I love it that this is such a relevant thing right now because we need a little hope. We need something to be proud of. Kasi lagi na lang natin iisip na po nangyari sa atin. When I was there, I was so parang sabi ko, oh my God. Yung mga friends ko, magkikita ba tayo? Rach, baka hindi kasi umuulan eh. Umuulan? Sabi ko, di ba may kotse ka naman? Sabi ko, sa New York, magdadalawang isip ka minsan, baka tumarin ka o umuulan kasi magpapayong ka, mag-train ka, di ba? Medyo mababasa ka. Sabi ko, may kotse naman kayo, bakit? Kasi baka bumaha.
So,
Di ba, parang alam na naman natin na ganyan yung nangyayari for the longest time. It's just that ngayon lang siguro parang Pandora's box was open. Parang all of a sudden, naging cool. Or biglang, sige, tayo. Tapos silang daming artista na pumunta sa mga sa rally and all that. Sana it's more than that. Sana it's not just parang, it's the flavor of the moment. Kasi you don't know, saan ba ito pupunta? Meron pa talagang pagbabagong mangyayari. That remains to be seen. So we hope, diba, that all this hullabaloo will actually
something
diba?
good will come out.
Ako kasi very quiet, I don't, let's put it this way. I try not to, ayoko nang sa mga politika. I think my dad learned this lesson during his time. There was a whole period of his life na talagang nawalan siya ng work kasi he was associated with one. Talagang isa yun sa mga calls me ate. Ate, huwag ka nang sumatch. Anong binigsabihan niya talaga? Huwag ka nang dyan. No, syempre, I know naman, I vote. But I don't publicly. Pero syempre, yun na nga. At saka yung mga junakis, ang mga bagets, hindi nasabihan.
kung elaborate mo yung connection ng movie na to sa nangyayari sa Pilipinas, sinasabi ko kanina.
I just find that it's relevant in the sense na parang it's something to be proud of. It's something that's positive and something na parang, okay, medyo taglid tayo when it comes to, as they say, corruption and all that. Pero madami din tayong qualities as Filipinos and talents na talaga namang we can be proud of in the world, that we can showcase to the world, di ba? So, ang balance siya eh. Kasi at the same time na naririnig mo itong hindi magaganda, at the same time, madami tayong mga singers and that really make it big. I mean, not just singers, but even, di ba, yung sa Project Runway na, kasi we're very talented in the arts. And I think yun talaga yung, natin, forte in a way. Kaya nga, di ba, ang daming artista rin na nagpa-public office kasi nandun yung background. Di ba? And also, parang nandun na rin yung name recognition. Kasi let's face it, kahit naman sa politics, kahit naman dito, di ba? Between two names na hindi mo kilala, kung ikaw regular voter ka, doon ka na sa, alam ko itong pangalan na ito. Alam mo yun? Parang ganun. But, I mean, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I mean, in a way, ganun talaga. Diba? It's not just in the Philippines, but anywhere in the world. So, I just find that good stories and good, stories that uplift, maganda siyang pang parang maiba naman.
Pang-balanse.
Pang-balanse.
That was our conversation with Miss Rachel Alejandro, the performer and co-star of Song of the Fireflies. It's about the real story of the rising to popularity and world-acclaimed the Loboc Children's Choir, which was being created by two women from Bohol, Miss Alma Taldo, the musical director and the one who organized it to be a children's choir uh, at their school and performing in various performances in the locality, in churches and all that. And Mrs. Ikit, Enriqueta Butalid, who was the, let's say, the financier and the networker for the children's choir. So it's still going on. It's still being shown in the Philippines, and in the U.S. it has been harvesting a lot of awards for Morissette and for the film itself. Morissette is the lead star who was Miss Alma Taldo in the film. So it's an amazing, amazing story. It's something you have to watch and support. So that has been our wonderful episode today, ladies and gentlemen, for our first show of January 2026. So I'd like to leave you with this song, Winter, rendered by Huon Barlaan, one of our awesome global citizens who made it to the news last year. Let's take a listen. This is Winter by Vivaldi. Oh my gosh. See, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Yuan. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Remember, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye for now. Happy New Year.